So let's talk about what's going on in Pakistan. Because it's not just one thing, it's a perfect storm. We're talking about an exploding population, some really intense political drama, and underneath it all, this hidden digital system of control. And at the very heart of this storm is a massive question about what democracy even means there today.
I mean, just think about that question for a second. How do you rig an election before anyone even gets to the polling booth? It sounds impossible, right? But that's exactly what we're going to unpack. We're going to dig into the tools, the tech, and the raw data that are being used to shape who wins and who loses long before Election Day.
Okay, so our story really kicks off on Election Day, back in February 2024. All of a sudden, the government flips a switch and shuts down mobile internet across the entire country. The official reason? Security concerns. But organizations like Amnesty International called it what it was, a blunt attack on basic rights, silencing people at the most crucial moment. It was a really obvious, brute force move. But the real story, the one that's way more interesting, is what made that shutdown possible in the first place.
Yeah, that Election Day shutdown, that wasn't just some spontaneous decision. It was only possible because there's this incredibly sophisticated, deeply embedded system already in place. So let's start peeling back the layers on this architecture of control.
First up, you have something called LIMS. And this is not just passive listening. This is a system that the government forces telecom companies to install. It gives security agencies, like the powerful ISI, a direct pipeline into your digital life. Your calls, your texts, your browsing history. And here's the key part. They can do it all without a warrant, with zero judicial oversight.
And the scale of this? Well, it's just staggering. The system has the capacity to actively spy on more than 4 million people at any given moment. Think about that. This isn't about targeting a few specific threats. This is mass surveillance on a national scale. It creates this chilling effect where anyone, from a political activist to just a regular citizen, could be under watch.
But spying is only half of it. If LIMS is the giant ear listening in on everyone, then the Web Monitoring System, or WMS, is the hand that can pull the plug. It's basically a national firewall. And get this, it's built on a commercial version of China's infamous Great Firewall. It can block websites, slow down internet speeds, and you guessed it, carry out that nationwide shutdown we saw on Election Day.
And here's the real kicker. You might think this is all some secret, homegrown system. Nope. The technology that makes up this architecture of control, it comes from companies all over the world. We're talking Canada, the US, Germany, China. This isn't just a Pakistani problem. It's fueled by a global trade in surveillance technology.
So, okay, this digital system gives them the power to watch and to silence people. But the real game, the actual engineering of an election result, doesn't even start with all this high-tech stuff. No, it starts with something way more basic, almost old-fashioned. Just counting people.
This quote from a report in Dawn just lays it out perfectly. Long before a single campaign poster goes up, the real battle for power is being fought over census data. Because if you can control the count, you can control the country. Let me show you how.
It's basically a 3-step playbook. Step 1, you manipulate the census itself. You fudge the population numbers in certain areas. Step 2, you use those fake numbers to decide how many seats in the National Assembly each region gets. And step 3, the final move, you draw the district maps, gerrymandering, in a way that locks in a political advantage. The result? The election is basically decided before a single person ever votes.
All right, so now that we see how this census can be turned into a political weapon, let's zoom out. Because to really get the stakes here, you have to understand the massive demographic pressure cooker that is modern Pakistan. The numbers themselves are just dramatic.
The 2023 census put the population at over 241 million people. That makes it the 5th largest country on Earth. But honestly, it's not just the sheer size of that number that's mind-boggling, it's the incredible speed at which it's growing.
The country's annual population growth rate is 2.55%. Now, that number might not seem huge on its own, but trust me, when you put it in context with its neighbors, it makes Pakistan a total outlier in the region.
I mean, just look at this chart. You can see it clear as day. Its neighbors, India and Bangladesh, have managed to slow their growth rates way down. But Pakistan's is still accelerating like crazy. And this isn't just a number on a chart. A rate that high puts an unbelievable strain on everything. On jobs, on schools, on healthcare, on the entire society. And this is the core paradox of it all. It's like a coin with two very different sides. On one side, you have this massive youth bulge, millions of young, energetic people. That could be a huge opportunity, a demographic dividend to power the country's future. But on the other side, that very same data, those population numbers, are being twisted and weaponized for political control, used to rig elections and silence voters. A real massive social challenge is being exploited for political gain.
So where does all this leave the average citizen? Well, they're caught right in the middle, trapped between a digital surveillance system that watches their every move and a political system that uses their very existence as a pawn to predetermine who wins. It's like their fundamental rights are under attack from two directions at once.
So, is there a way out of this? Well, human rights groups are definitely pushing for some clear lines of accountability. They're demanding that countries stop exporting this kind of spy tech to places where it's almost guaranteed to be abused. And they want laws that actually hold the tech companies themselves responsible for how their products are used.
And all of this leaves us with one final and really critical question. When your personal data is turned into a weapon and your vote is just a target for manipulation, what does it even mean to be a citizen anymore? It's a huge, unsettling question, and honestly, it's not just for Pakistan. It's a challenge that democracies everywhere are starting to face in this new digital age.